One more before the year ends. Another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your hot lineup decisions. Again, if you want your question answered on the next video, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications on to get the question in quickly. Or if you want to get the question answered live, just come check me out on Twitch. I go live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to support the channel or me, that's the best place to do it. All right, let's get into the questions. 15 minutes on the clock, and we'll see how many we can get through. I'll also scroll through the top and find some people that we don't normally get to. All right. So Vez says, "Bonjour, sleeves. First, I would like to wish you and your family a happy New Year." Thank you, my man. I built the Carey Price Champs card, and I powered him up to 86 overall to unlock Showstopper ability. I'm still a little disappointed with his performance so far, as he makes some big spectacular saves, but he gets beaten on ordinary wrist shots. Do you think I should increase him to 88 overall? Could that improve his performance? Unfortunately, man, the best way to determine which goalie is good for you is the one where you're not always worried about just a random shot going in. That's it. Like, a goaltender will never inherently make you far better than you are. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, your goaltender will steal you a game, okay? Like Markstrom did at the beginning of the year for me on no money spent. But if you are nervous about shots that are just being fired in that they're going to go and you have no confidence, that's it. Like, your defense determines your goaltender. That's it. Like, how you play defense and how you play the game. The better player you are, the less goals you're going to give up. If you're not feeling Carey Price, probably move on. Horace says, "Hey, man, going into Team of the Year with 23 Hut Champs collectibles and 8 power-up collectibles. Is it safe to say, keep them, and if I pull an X Factor that gets a Team of the Year, use them to power them up to get a discount? On my own, I have enough fodder to make 2 Team of the Year and 1 at a discount. By the way, X Factor Eichel is probably one of the best cards I've used all year." Eichel is different. He's just different. It's the weirdest thing, but yes, he is absolutely nuts. Okay, so you want to know... if you have 8 power-up collectibles, I guess you could use the Hut Champs collectibles to make power-up collectibles if you have an X Factor that gets Team of the Year. But there's probably only like 2 that have a shot at it, like McDavid, and then Quinn Hughes. I just don't see how Jack gets it. McCarr maybe. So if you have those 2 and they're not powered up yet, I mean, like, what are you doing? You got to power those cards up just because like they're better to be used. But yeah, you're pretty safe to say that you'd be able to get them. Hey, Sleeves. Hey, Sleeves, all the best in the new year, man. I hope you and the family had a great Christmas, loving the vids and the streams. Thank you, guys. I'm a free player, and it's going to be 3 Team of the Year tops. If Carl and Harvey got a Team of the Year card, I'd buy it and would need trade-ins to afford McDavid. But what about the players in between? I can't remember your advice from previous years, and I know you don't want to tank anything, but I'm hoping to hear a little bit about fodder versus coins going into Team of the Year shoes. So, the thought process is always you don't want to have coins going into a major event like Team of the Year, Fantasy Hockey, or Team of the Season, because people will... That is when everyone who is a casual player, or the entire player base, let's just say that, the entire player base is trying to get these cards. So when the casual player base is trying to get these cards, they haven't prepared, they don't play as much, right? They're trying to buy up all the cards to use as fodder into... first of all, I gotta wonder here. The word fodder, I don't know why people hate it. Is because it's being said a lot. I need to be clear. That's the correct use of the word. Dude, I saw like a ton of people just being angry about me using the word fodder. I'm like, I don't, like, what other word is there in the dictionary to use that is the correct... Anyways. Yeah, if you go into the event, you're buying the cards that you would use to trade in at the highest price point. Like, they will never be higher. So if you go in with coins, you're just wasting your resources because you're now buying them at the highest price. That makes sense? The week leading up is going to be expensive as well. However, if you look and you have a set price point in your mind, buy them at below that. If you use my video, for example, I did it yesterday. I had like 600,000 coins, and I just went through all the overalls, and I was like, okay, what cards at what value would get me a Team of the Year for 700,000 coins? That's basically what I did. And I bought 83s, 84s, 85s, 86s, all at a certain price point. And then once they got above that, I said, no, I'm good. I'll wait. And eventually you'll see them, right? Like, that's how. If you're in the middle, like, understand this. Every Team of the Year card will be about 1 million coins after the event. So if you don't, like, and it's going to cost about 700K to make them anyways. So it's tough, but I would try and get McDavid, man. McDavid's Team of the Year card is probably going to be, like, just insane. Hey, Slaves, what is happening with Beniers? Like, Matty Beniers? I believe a slower start to the... I actually got to meet him at the media tour. I haven't really looked in because I don't watch a ton of Kraken. Let's take a look. Live on the show. 18 points in 38 games. I mean, he's kind of on pace for what he had last year. He doesn't have a great supporting cast around him. He had 24 goals last year, so obviously they were banking on a bit of an increase, but that happens. He's on pace for about 15 right now, a little bit less. So, yeah, that's a tough one. I think that the fantasy event as a whole, by the way, guys, so in the background, again, a lot of people might not know this, how they choose players in the overalls for fantasy hockey. It's not one guy being like, okay, I think this guy's going to get 28 goals. Let's set him at this. They have like a scout. I don't want to say. They have like a department and use analytics and they figure out averages and things like that. And then they're like, okay, this is roughly going to get you a 99 in April. And usually every year there's a couple that are just way wrong, like Duchesne and Kyrou famously. This year they're pretty close, which is frustrating as the player base, but a lot of them are going to get to near 99, and it sucks because like you always want that one card that goes to like 99 in December, right? D-Man says, hello, Sleeves. Do you agree with that EA is kind of contradicting themselves with everybody having the same players? Made me think after the Nature's card. It's only available for the skilled gamers. The unskilled will be left in the dust, which will make it even harder to play rivals. Also, do you think it's worth my time going after Nature's? I have no money spent in squad battles only theme team. Okay. So first of all, they've only given out 2 cards this year that are high end. I guess Mark Bell would be one too. Three cards that are high end, and even Mark Bell is not. So Giroux and Natchez, that were for free. They gave them out to everybody. Now, if you aren't able to get the card for free and you only play squad battles, right? Like you could, it's not like the only way to get the card is by doing the moments, right? Like you can go and just trade in some cards and get the event collectibles. I don't know if you didn't know that set was there, but you can go and like just go and make them, right? Like, and obviously if you did some of the other moments, you'd get a discount. It used to be way worse. Like I remember that in NHL. Oh God, I mixed them all up because it's been 7 years of doing this. 18 or 19, I think it was 19, where every month, if you logged in enough, you got a free icon. That was like high overall. And by like December or January, everyone had the same cards. And it was really, it was really bad. I think that this year they've done a good job where there's not a lot of, there has never been a year in which having a God Squad and spending money on the game was as pointless as it is this year. I'll give my co-host Papa on my podcast a shout out here. He spent about $1,000 in the game. He has a very good job and loves. He's a streamer, right? So he spent a lot of money in the game, and he's trying to compete for the Game World Championship. He spent $1,000, and he got Mario, Gretzky, Howe, and the team builders right off the rip. And if you watch my No Money Spent series, that's a massive advantage. But dude, by the middle of November, I had enough cards to get all of the 90s on day one, the 90 team builders. I have Gretzky. I can buy Mario. Because progression is so slow, you can go with a ton of options at every position. Like if you want to min-max and get the best cards and whatnot, yeah, there's probably about 5 at each position, right? But there's a ton of cards where you can be like, yeah, that's a good card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just left-handed wingers, right? Like, let's say left-handed wingers. Every event is very close in overall. Like, you could go with Nylander. You could go with Stützle. Like, you could... Oh, that's lefty and righty. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of cards around the same overall, right? So I don't think it's... What I am pissed about is the fact that they're releasing cards or packs in the store that are only for only for points. That's bullshit. Like, just the... I don't understand why they're releasing, or I do understand why. They are releasing packs in the store at a cost that is at a discount from years past, but they're not giving the discount via coins, which is simply because they want more money, which is ridiculous. I mean, I get it's their prerogative. It's a business, but it's absolutely shitty for the player base. Um, Only 190 overall team builder, working to get more. My only question is, do you think I should keep upgrading Quinn Hughes' X Factor? Wait to see if he wins Team of the Year. Do you think Matthews will get a Team of the Year or MSP at all? I feel like he's been a bit snubbed out having an X Factor this year as well. Not Team of the Year. He had a mediocre year last year by his standards. Unbelievable this season, though. Like, insane. He'll get an MSP at some point, I'm sure. Hi, slaves. Love the content. My question is, I have X Factor Doughty untradeable, but I have a good defensive core. McCarr, Jones, and a coin. I'm ready to do all Team of the Year players. Should I still upgrade Doughty, or is it not worth it at this point? No, there's no reason to right now. Hey, slaves, I hope you're doing well. For Christmas, I got everything I need to finally start streaming this year. I just wondered if you have any tips. The best way to really kick things off. Thanks, man. You don't move your right. You do not move your life around to stream. So what I mean by that is you don't try and stream as much as you possibly can at all points in time. What you do is on a Monday through Friday, when do you work? Do you know if you work the same hours at the same days? What you want to do is find a way where you can add streaming into your daily stuff, and you need to show up at the same times, at the same days, and stream for the same amount of hours. Think of it like network, or think of it like cable television. Back in 2004, if you wanted to watch Lost, it was on at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. And that was the only way people watched it, right? Same kind of thing for Twitch. But the problem is that on Twitch, as you're growing, if people don't see you live at 8 p.m. on Wednesday and they don't know when you're going to be live, like, you're not going to grow. That's how you do it. It's just consistency. I packed tradable 89 Yager, and he plays like a beast. I'm hyper-focused on Team of the Year, so I plan to sell him. Is this the right choice? It is the right choice, but that Yager card is probably the best card from this entire event. 100%. Probably one of the best cards in this event entirely. But yeah, you're probably going to... I don't know if he'll go down in price. This might be like... Yager's card might be a Heritage Classic McDavid situation, where once they're out of packs, they don't release anything that's that much better, and Yager's so good. But, man, everything is going to tank the second Team of the Year is done. I have 800,000 coins. What would be the best goalie and defense to buy, and should I wait until after Team of the Year? For 800,000 coins, don't waste it on goaltenders, man. Defense, I mean, like, the only one that's worth it would be, like, making Adrian a coin, the team builder. But just wait till Team of the Year, man. Just wait for Team of the Year. Bonjour. Any good left-handed defensemen, not team builders or X factors? I like what Enric says here. Nicholas Lindstrom, Gallup Greats is pretty good. I think that his icon is really fun. In terms of like lefties, like I've like Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr's card is still pretty good. I'm trying to think of what just happened in this event. Did we not get a really good? Oh, Hedman, bro. Oh, Victor Hedman, man. I disagree with Southern Ontario being the worst area. I know there's more player base there, but try being in Northern Manitoba or Southern Manitoba with gigabit fiber, and I still get nonstop QCs, and I'm at 31 MS straight line. So I told you, this is from my prior thing, what I said yesterday about this being in Southern Ontario is the worst part for the player base. The issue is that if you match, you're not always going to be on QC. You're probably going to ping Central too, and the Central player base. No disrespect to the Central player base. Not as many players, not as many top-end players, right? Ontario has the highest amount of the top-end... Like, I'm not saying, like, the Gaming World Championship winners. I'm saying, like, Southern Ontario has Division 1 and 2 guys at a plethora compared to any other place in the world. And you have to match them on top of matching Quebec, who has a ton of great players as well, and they have a two-line pay league. So, like, that's the issue. It's not just, like... The ping issue is the ability of the player base that makes it brutal. Sitting on 550K, team's sitting pretty decent right now. Already have X Factor, McDavid, Jack Hughes fully upgraded. Rest of the team sitting decent. I want 99 or 66 power-ups. Not sure if I should buy or just save the coins for Team of the Year. Already have X Factor, McDavid, and Hughes. You want to buy them with coins. Well, sorry. Do it after Team of the Year, by the way, though. Everything, guys, like, unfortunately, everything is for Team of the Year. You got to wait. That's why I hate the event, because everything's being held up. Hey, Slaves, thanks for all the amazing content. Mine is more of a gameplay question. I'm stuck in the 1875 to 1950 range, and I can't seem to break out of it. Like, that's where I am. Well, I'm in, like, the just under 2000 to 1900, but yeah. On top of not being the world's best at the glitch goals, is there an advantage to in-game strategy adjustments? I play with the forecheck and breakout aggression depending on the game script, but really don't touch the actual strategies. Can you speak to if that's a big part of the next level of play? And if so, the best way to maybe learn it? Strategies in NHL are so basic, but also confuse the hell out of me. Thanks for all the help. So there is no end-all be-all strategy set that is going to make you an infinitely better player. Half the time when you go watch like a video like mine on strategies or someone else's, any other creators, and then you end up winning a few games is because you're doing something that's different and we're like teaching you how to use that strategy a little bit. But it doesn't mean that that's the best, right? Like there really isn't. Player switching. Like getting better at player switching is really a skill gap that's tough. The 1950 range guys, like I remember NHL 22 and 21, easy Division 1. I'm sure there's a lot of players out there as well that you could easily get into Division 1. It's not Division 1 now is like Hall of or legend on MLB. Like if you can get to Division 1, you're a very 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 good player and it's harder than ever to get there than it's been in any other NHL game. So there's nothing wrong with that, but if you have to understand that at that point you've got to learn what are the high opportunity goals. Like, and everyone calls them glitch goals, but like you know what I mean. Like those are the ones that go in the most, unfortunately. And as the higher you get up, the less and less it replicates real hockey. But player switching is a massive one. Learn how to manually player switch by holding down R2, aiming the right stick in the direction you want to switch, things like that. That's really going to be the first, like one of the first things that I would focus on. All right. Eric, who answered a question earlier. Hey, Slaves, do you think Team of the Year collectibles will be the same cost as Power Up collectibles? If yes, I can make 51 collectibles. I have Cale Makar and Connor McDavid X Factor. Do you think I can make both of them? One more question. If Quinn Hughes gets Team of the Year, you think we can trade his prototype MSP into his Team of the Year? I don't think you'll be able to make 2 with 51, but they'll probably give us like 8 in objectives, and you probably would be able to get there then. If Quinn Hughes gets Team of the Year, I think the only thing that lowers, it's probably only X Factors maxed out as well as Master Set players that you could trade him. Makar will not get a Team of the Year. Carlson has more points, trophy. Sorry to disappoint you. While I am sort of in agreement, I don't think that there's any way you can argue Makar getting a Team of the Year. I don't like his points per game are far and away the best. It's gonna be wild. Those 3 players are gonna make it very very difficult. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the last Who Should You Choose of 2023. Thank you guys again for watching all of the content and hanging out. Have a safe New Year's, and I'll see you tomorrow.